Well, new data is available to track affordability for Northeast Tennessee families. It's called ALICE data, which stands for Asset Limited Income Constrained Employed. To explain exactly what those numbers track and how the situation looks here in our region, we've got two representatives from local United Way organizations. Thank you both so much for joining me. We've got Josh Mullins of United Way of Greater Kingsport and Seth Hice of United Way of the East Tennessee Highlands. Thank you both.
Thanks so much.
Yes, well, I know that there are a lot of different things that ALICE combines. So let's talk a little bit about what ALICE data is and what exactly does it track.
Yeah, so what ALICE looks at is it says this person, this household is making above the federal poverty limit, but they're still struggling to make ends meet. Can they absorb some kind of problem that comes up with their car? If they get a flat tire, can they afford to comfortably cover that while still making ends meet? And for ALICE, that's not always the case. And
so with that, how does this latest data show us a little bit about what Kingsport and the surrounding region is looking like?
Well, for Kingsport, we have some good news to say is that compared to the last data release, so what we're talking about today it shows us through 2024. So it is tracking a little bit behind to know present day, but we saw a decrease in our greater Kingsport and the Sullivan County region. And so that's telling us that less families are struggling today than they were in that last data release. But the messaging we're trying to say is still 4 out of every 10 families in Sullivan County are still what we consider ALICE, Asset Limited Income Constrained Employed. They're doing everything that we say to do right, working full time, they're employed, they're doing that, but they still can't really survive. They're not making enough to thrive in their community.
And let's talk a little bit about what the data tells us about the other parts of Northeast Tennessee, including Johnson City.
Yes, so our data we were looking at with East Tennessee Highlands is Carter, Johnson, and Washington County. And we've seen a little bit of improvement in those counties, but there's definitely room for us to help these families into a better situation. We are seeing, even as the household numbers have increased, so we've seen greater population in our area, those numbers have improved a little bit. So we're interested to see how we can work together with our other employers and nonprofits to kind of empower those families more.
And I know that you guys are both from different United Way organizations, so let's talk a little bit about what you offer with the Kingsport United Way for folks who are employed and earning above the poverty line but still struggling to make the ends meet.
Yeah, so there's, if you're in that situation, the one thing to do is you can always reach out to us at United Way. In Greater Kingsport, we invest millions of dollars each year into our partner agencies, into 27 different organizations that are working to provide opportunities for youth, affordable childcare through sliding scales, through clinics that offer free and low-cost services, through a number of different programs and opportunities. So we encourage you to reach out to us at United Way of Greater Kingsport. You can also call 211 to get the latest information on that.
Yes, and what about for the rest of the region and the other offerings that you guys have at the United Way of East Tennessee Highlands?
Yes, ours is very similar. We do work with about 30 different nonprofits, and we're specifically trying to focus on those that are serving the ALICE population and getting the most help to those that are in need. We also do utilize 211, and we invest in that service where if someone is in need of assistance, they can call that number free of charge and be connected with the best resource in their area.
Well, thank you both so much for taking the time to break all this down for us and explain a little bit about what you guys are doing to help these families.
Well, thanks so much for helping us get the word out.
Absolutely. Well, you can find more information about ALICE data on uakpt.org or unitedwayetnh.org. Both websites also offer volunteer opportunities and different community resources for those who are in need.